So Google My Business is always coming out with new features. I've got 5 new features that have just been released in the last few days that I want to show you, and I want you to be the first to know about them. So welcome to my video. So I'm Zane from Zanet Design, and I help businesses grow on the internet. So if you have a small business and you want it to grow, to get traction, to get more traffic, more inquiries or more clients, then this video is for you. So make sure you subscribe down below and make sure that you click the alert button so you're alerted on the next update of this video. So what can you do when it comes to learning about new features that are being released on Google My Business? Well, I've found that there's been a couple just released in the last couple of days, and there's a few others that have been released in the last few weeks that I want you to be aware of. And the reason why it's important to be aware of these new features is that if you then apply them to your business today, you're going to stand out from all the others. So when there's 20 listings of all the plumbers in your area, you stand out because you've got the extra bits, the extra ticks, the extra authenticity that Google gives you. So you're going to find this video really useful because it will actually show you 5 areas, 5 features that most people don't even know about yet. And some are even in beta, some may not even be available in your country. So let's now jump straight in and find out what these 5 are.
So the first one I spotted today, if you go to your dashboard and you scroll down, you may have the same. It says connect in real time with video. Grow your business and reach more customers when you use video conferencing providers. So of course with lockdown, there's been Zoom, there's been Skype. Google have obviously trying to promote their Hangouts as well, or their Google Meet. So you can now connect. So if you wanted to do some online classes, you wanted customers to perhaps have some consultancy, or you wanted to even do a fitness class online, then this gives you an opportunity. You can have up to 100 participants. You notice that they highlight the fact that they're both free, but Google Meet will give an hour to 100, whereas Zoom does 40 minutes to 100. So they're really trying to push Google Meet as a better product over Zoom. And you literally then can sign up to one of these and you can add it as well. Let's just try that. So it takes you to Google Meet. You then sign in. And now you can just enter a new meeting. So if you want to set up a new meeting, you just click. And now I can invite guests to join me at this meeting. Alternatively, if you've been invited to the meeting, then you just enter your code or the link here and then click join. So you can see how Google Meet is working. Let's just go back to the other one. So alternatively, you could have had Zoom. So if you click on Zoom, and then if you've got an account, you sign in and then you can host a meeting or join a meeting. So this is a great new way of just enabling video conferencing on your Google My Business, and how you would use that. So you need to think about your business. Could it use online conferencing, online video conferencing? Could you use it as a way of contacting and providing a service to your customers? Well, it won't work on every business, but certainly it will work for many. So if you intend to use this connecting real time with video for your business, then put a comment down below and let me know how you're going to be using this. So that's the first thing we looked at. So the second feature is the importance of updating your hours. Now we know that Google recognizes that signal when you've made an update to your hours, and I'm just going to take you into my hours now. So if I click on info, and once your hours come up, you'll notice that you've now got a few other facilities. Not only have you got your standard hours here, which need to be part of your NAP really, they need to be consistent with all the citations about your business, but also you can have additional hours or more hours, which is where you might have these extra areas, these extra services, where you can have, say, a takeout or happy hour. Now that's not going to apply to most businesses, but certainly to businesses that operate using perhaps food or deliveries of some sort. These are going to be important attributes or to do with hours. And then you've got holiday hours as well. But most importantly is the fact that if you keep these updated, particularly the holiday ones, you'll notice there's a new experiment, a new test that's being done by Google. This came out this week on Twitter. Let me just take you there. This was Casey Bryan said about they noticed that this updated by My Business 2 weeks ago. And there's more and more references to the fact that people are updating their hours, and then Joe Public can see when it was last updated. So this has been tested a few times to see if it's really useful. But I think this will be useful, because if you notice that someone's business hours was updated 4 years ago, you're unlikely to trust them. You're probably still going to want to know, even if they're in business. Certainly since COVID has come along, people are not always being able to trust what the hours say here. So this is a really interesting one that will develop. Look out for it. And if you keep your hours updated, it could well be this kicks in the next week or two, and then that will again help you stand out compared to other businesses. So just look out for that. An interesting one that happened just a couple of weeks ago, and I think this will come out in an update soon. So the third Google My Business feature is one that you may have noticed if you've done searches. Here I'm doing a search for a plumber in New York. You'll notice that the adverts now, the sponsored ones, have this Google guaranteed. It stands out, it's a different font, has a green tick, and you're going to see more and more of this. In fact, you're even going to see it further down where standard businesses can get this Google guaranteed process or this label for their business. So what's this all about? Well, I've said for some time that Google My Business is currently free. But I've also said that it won't be free forever. Google is a business and they want to make some money. And this is the start of it. So I still say, if you haven't got your Google My Business up and running, there's plenty of videos that I've provided for you on here to show you how to do it, how to claim your business while it's still free. Now, these Google Guaranteeds come as a little add-on, because if you run Google Ads, which again they're trying to promote through Google My Business, you get this tick, this authenticity of your business. So on this section here, Google are now saying this week that they want you to decide whether or not you qualify for being a Google guaranteed business. So what it does, it gives you this badge, it connects you with customers, it gives you a badge of trust, as they say. But you do need to be, basically, that they check you out, they check your business out, they make sure that you're authentic. And they're saying that for $50, this is in Canada and America at the moment, this trial, that for $50 a month, which is what, $600 a year, say for instance you've got 5 competitors around your area, and one of those gets this, and then another one gets this, you're now in a situation where to be in a majority, to stand out, you'd have to get one too. And then that means that the other businesses will probably get one too. So it's almost like the first person to jump, then everyone else will have to jump. But meanwhile, Google is making $50 per month per business. So this is basically now Google beginning to sell out and to make the money for the investment they've put into the amazing Google My Business tool as it is. So I just wanted to make sure you're clear of this, so that you can see how it works through advertising. You get it anyway, but of course you are paying them for every click. But you can also now start to apply for it. So if I did apply for it, you notice here I've got to be in the United States or Canada. So if your type of business would benefit from that, so people like plumbers, electricians, really services, I think it's like a checker trade type thing. It just gives you that guarantee from Google as well. And let's face it, there are a lot of dodgy businesses out there that don't deserve that guarantee, and of course it will eventually eradicate these altogether. So it is kind of an anti-spamming type of thing as well. So I think it's a good thing in the long run, but I also feel that it is Google beginning to make its money out of Google My Business. So the fourth area is one that, again, I've said to just keep an eye out, and that's attributes, because Google is always updating the attributes and then displaying them. You notice here, if I do a search for carpets in New York, in-store shopping comes up, curbside pickup comes up. You notice it comes up here as well. So these are just, again, extra attributes. If they apply to your business, you need to tick them, you need to apply for them as well. So Google won't just give you them. And you'll notice here, if I look at all these other carpets, they could all do it, but none of them offer it. So this is just a way of standing out again from the competition and making sure that you update your attributes. So what other attributes are there? Well, I'm a web designer, so one of the attributes that comes my way, if I go to info, and this is how you check your attributes. If I go down to highlights and on attributes, if I click that, and apart from woman-led, which has pretty much been on every business, The only one that I can apply for at the moment is online appointments, which I do. So that's been ticked and that's been applied for, and that shows and that makes me stand out. But there are other ones in-store shopping, curbside pickup, you're seeing online care, online estimates, online classes, if you do Pilates, for example. So these are just areas you need to apply for, and once it's approved, it will then help you to stand out from the competition. So that's the fourth area. And now the final area, the fifth area, and this is the one that is constantly changing because of the COVID situation. But do look through these and do apply for all these if they're applicable. So update online appointments. If you click on that, you can then have that on your website, or you can have a booking system. Now, one of the booking systems, Simply Book Me, is a really good one, which I'd recommend. I'll put a link down below for it. Let me just click on pricing. So you've got a free system here, which includes up to 50 bookings. So I think for small businesses, this is perfect. So do check this out, because this is one of the recommendations from Google as to how to get that online appointment. Update business hours, we covered that earlier, because that's going to give you another way of getting ahead once that comes up. So remember, we looked at the way in which updated 2 weeks ago. So that's important to make sure you update your business hours. Post your COVID updates. So this is just a post that's specifically saying what's going on, whether anything's changed. Again, this is something to continue to monitor. Google likes that. It's a signal to Google that you're taking your business seriously. And finally, this is the final one really, is to get support from customers. This is where you can have vouchers, or you can have other types of things like gift cards, donation cards, and so on. And again, you can do this through PayPal, which is an easy one to take donations for. Or if you want gift cards, there's a few platforms there that you can apply for as well. So again, just be aware of that if you want extra funding, extra help from local people that appreciate your business. If people have said to you, we'd really like to help you out, but we can't come to your business at this time because of lockdown, then this is just a way of them just giving you some support, or maybe having a gift card that they can spend at a time when you can then have them in your store. So there's the 5 things that have just been released in the last month or so. A couple of things that we mentioned today have just been released in the last day or two. So just keep ahead on these things. And I just wanted you to have an update, so you're keeping ahead. You're knowing how Google My Business is continuously updating itself. And if you want to know any more, then check out this video, because I can meet you over there and we'll then make sure we cover that area for you.